Hi, thank you for clicking. I made this video, uploaded it January 9th, this last Friday here, well at least right now anyway, at about 10 a.m. Yeah, and it was titled, France was warned in 2010 of terrorist attack from Yemen. And I showed the mainstream media article from 2010 right here. France was warned of Al-Qaeda threat. Al-Qaeda's offshoot in Yemen plans to target Europe, in particular France. So as always, they had intelligence of this stuff before it happened. And let's listen in to what else I said and why that is.
Whenever these huge newsmakers, where it's covered by every news channel, there's constant updates. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that this is one big scam created by the Satan freaking worshipping, fake Jew, Masonic, rich elite cabal that run everything. Alright, the name of the game is to sell the world that there is a terrorist threat, the terrorist boogeyman, and we need to come together as one to fight terrorism. You know, coming together as a new world order, a one world order, or as the Navy likes to call themselves now, a global force for good to fight terrorism.
I use the Navy slogan because I used to serve in the Navy, so it's kind of, you know, funny to me. So you like that? You notice how I said not try to sell to the French people that there's a terror threat, or not even try to sell to the United States and get them all riled up to come help the French. No. You got to sell to the world because this is a global terror threat. And we need to come together as one, right? As a global force for good to fight this global terror threat. This was uploaded at 10 a.m., alright? Now let's see what happened later that night. Look, U.S. warns of global terror threat after French attacks, a little before 8 o'clock. See, this is, and it's not like it's a big, it wasn't like, oh, what a big prediction or anything like that, or a big revelation. It's not a shock or surprise to anybody who studies this stuff and researches this stuff. It just goes to show how predictable they are. I just wish we could predict what days and be accurate that they're going to pull this stuff on, but regardless, it's just how predictable they are. Worldwide travel alert. Oh, terror cells been activated. Obama to hold a global security summit, right? Global force for good for the global terror threat. Get used to hearing this word. The New World Order, which is the same world order, which is the old world order. And just think about this. Just let's take a step back and use our brains, right? Let's use our common sense. Let's say there really is a worldwide terror travel alert, and there are these terror cells, and they've been activated, and it's getting crazy out there. Wouldn't we close the borders? Wouldn't we? Then why are they still open? That makes sense? Now moving on, because this is the icing on the cake. You gotta love this, man. This is from Dreams Within Dreams. As far as I'm concerned, she's one of the best researchers and one of the most genuine people on YouTube. She catches more crap than anyone I know, so that should tell you that she's probably onto something then. But you see this, how she uploaded this video on November 30th? Take a look at what she has in her hands. She lives in the UK. She said the police were going around passing out these pamphlets called Communities Defeat Terrorism, where they're basically telling everybody to rat on their neighbor and report people doing weird things, which is not weird, but just weird according to the government, which is damn near anything, you know. So do you think it's any coincidence that on November 30th she's showing these pamphlets saying Communities Defeat Terrorism, and then what happens literally less than 6 weeks later? The France thing. And look at this. Special troops are patrolling streets of Britain to prevent a Paris-style terrorism outrage. And if you scroll down a little bit more, and you'll see right here, most of the special forces will be wearing civilian clothes. Isn't that fun? So you think that's coincidence that she puts this out and less than 6 weeks later she's basically got martial law running around in her streets? It's pretty crazy. And then let's not forget this. One of the biggest and best media flubs, slip-ups of all time as far as I'm concerned. Let's take a listen.
By some flowers which have been laid here. This area was largely cordoned off last night, so not many people could have come here, so there's not much sign of presence. You can see the blood on the ground which has been put there because of the blood that was...
See, that's real suspicious. Why would blood be put on the ground? If you couldn't hear it, I'm sorry. I have everything jacked up as high as I can. But it doesn't, whatever, sometimes it's not that loud. I'll put the link below. You can go listen to for yourself. The reporter said the blood was put there. The only reason why you would put blood there or put blood on the ground anywhere is because you're staging something. Yep. And how about predictive programming? We love that stuff, right? It's always in these big newsmakers. We always see weird things beforehand. How about this? One of murdered cartoonist's last drawings was a joke about a January terrorist attack. Don't you think that's suspicious? A sad coincidence, really. A sad coincidence, a cartoon drawn by murdered editor Stephen Charb, however you say that, in Wednesday's issue of Charlie Hebdo is a joke about terrorists attacking France during the month of January. Here's the cartoon, and this is what it says. Charb in this week's Charlie Hebdo, the tweet says, "Still no terrorist attack in France." The top line of the drawing reads, apparently a reference to the lack of recent large-scale terror attacks in the country. Wait, the cartoon terrorist explains. We have until the end of January to offer our New Year wishes. See, I think that's strange. I think that's very suspect, and it gets better. How about this? Charlie Hebdo's mysterious last tweet, where he tweeted this picture, and it said this. The tweet showed a cartoon image of the Islamic State leader, Abu, however you say that, and came with the puzzling caption, "Best wishes to you too, Al," however you say that, to which the whatever is depicted as replying, "and especially good health." That's strange. And then how about the people out there that always look for the occultic stuff, right? Saturn and the Cube? Well, wouldn't let you down. This was on the cover of that week, of that same week where they ran that cartoon of the magazine. There he is. There's Saturn right there. Plain as day. Like how he's projecting down like the galaxies or the universe, in my opinion anyway. This is Occult Science, by the way, who caught this. So big thank you to him, because that's awesome. Clear as day. There it is, like usual. So, I mean, I'll leave this up to you. I'll just leave it at that. And actually, one more thing. This was a message that was sent to me. Let's read it. I live in a small town of France, and even here the local government offices all had printed out A4 pages that stated "Je suis Charlie, I am Charlie," in sympathy remembrance for the Paris shootings yesterday. These were placed at the entrances to the office. This is clearly marketing and propaganda. So at the very least, if you don't think they had anything to do with this, created it, orchestrated it, planned it, staged it, whatever, it sounds like they're fueling it and instigating it and encouraging it. Either way, it's not good. And boy, these guys got a really good reputation of hijacking protests and marches and turning them into something that no one wants them to turn into. And the best part about all this stuff altogether is there's going to be even more publicized, even more stunts they're going to be pulled this year. Can't wait. Links will be below. I would like to thank everybody out there for the continued support. Thank you again at Dreams Within Dreams. And thank you to Occult Science 101, and thank you to the person who caught the flub up of the media. I would have said who it was, but they got it from somebody who said they got it from somebody, and I never did find out who the original uploader was. That's why it wasn't mentioned. Thank you again.